We have an update on the active shooter situation at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Providence police say multiple people have been shot in the area of the university. They're advising residents to shelter in place or avoid the area until further notice. This is an active investigation. Brown University also says there are reports of shots fired near Governor Street, a few blocks from where the initial shooting was reported. Obviously, we don't have much information on this. It's a day, it seems like one tragedy after another. We don't know what victims exist and what state they're in, but this is an active shooter on campus at Brown University. Tommy, you know, it's tough to sit here and not have more information to give.
Right. Well, to me, just looking at this, it seems like a very odd time because a lot of, and I know we discussed earlier, they're still in session. They're taking their finals this upcoming week, but this is the holiday time. A lot of students, you know, studying for finals. Also, this is a Saturday on a college campus. You wouldn't think that a Saturday on a college campus would be hustling and bustling like maybe a weekday would be. So obviously a lot more question than answer. But when you look at the motive here, it's interesting to parse this out on a Saturday on a university campus in the middle of the Christmas holiday season. Yeah,
Joe, you know, we were just discussing mental illness, what happened here in Manhattan. Then we move over and there's another active shooter on campus. The lady here in Manhattan went and bought knives in Macy's and tried to kill someone. This person obviously is using a gun. At what point do we start looking at mental health as the predominant epidemic in this country?
Obviously, it's a threat to the lives of Americans in this country. And I think that, you know, with all the billions that we spend in terms of our budgets, that we really need to be laser focused on not just throwing money at the problem, making sure it's allocated to the proper places and to the biggest risks as far as people that absolutely should be in the institutions and should be nowhere on the street taking out students right there in Providence at Brown University, or a woman who stabs another woman from behind while she's changing her baby. The baby fell to the ground. Fortunately, only had limited injuries, but still, I mean, just to be reporting this stuff, obviously, these people are sick, and we need to treat this like a national security issue. That means billions of dollars spent and doing it in the right way.
Yeah. We have a statement here we can read, or some information here. The shooting was reported near a 7-story structure that houses the School of Engineering and Physics Department. According to the school's website, it includes 117 laboratories, 150 offices, and 15 classrooms. There are 703,000 undergraduates and just over 3,000 graduate students there on campus, I presume, according to the website. Julie, this is, if I'm not mistaken, an Ivy League school.
Yep.
So in Rhode Island, not necessarily somewhere you associate with violence very often, a small state. And it kind of drills home the point. We don't know the motive here. I'm talking about mental health because a sane person would never do anything, even if they're just acting with evil motive. But this idea that, I mean, if you can't be safe in the Macy's in Manhattan and you can't be safe on a college campus, it really shows you how much, just how much important it is for Americans to protect themselves, to be vigilant, in just the times we're living in.
Yeah, and you were quite frankly never safe anywhere this day and age. I was just in Providence, Rhode Island a week ago, and it is a very safe place, and I grew up in New England, so Providence, Rhode Island, this sort of stuff doesn't happen there, but that's the problem. It's the new norm. And we should remind our viewers that this active shooter is still on the loose. He or she was masked, so they don't have any pictures of the face under the mask, so we don't know who we're looking for, if it's a he or if it's a she, but something very scary for these students that they are on a lockdown right now. Students have been basically told by Brown and Alert, remember, run if you are in the affected location, evacuate safely if you can, hide if evacuation is not possible, take cover, fight as a last resort, take action to protect yourself. And that is an update from the school, and it said stay tuned for further safety information. So there is a gunman on the loose, so nobody should be outside of their homes or their campuses, and just stay buckled down and hunkered down until you hear.
You know, Tommy, I don't know exactly what's happening on Brown University. I would imagine a Saturday night is probably when those students are most vulnerable. I don't know if this was in an actual facility or if it was near where they live. But this idea that, you know, students do active shooter drills. Yeah. So they understand how to respond to this and lock it down during the school day. It's much different on a Saturday night. You understand the college experience.
Yeah, well, and again, that's why this seems so peculiar to me. Obviously, we don't know who or what the shooter was targeting, but I would imagine a Saturday night before finals week, and it's before Christmas, and Joe was kind enough to look up the schedule there, and they'll be taking their finals next week. So maybe college students out enjoying themselves on a Saturday night after studying, getting ready to go home for the holiday break, the extended vacation, and then to have something like this happen. But to your point, Joey, we have a lot of active shooter training, K through 12. I don't know how much college students actually receive, especially when you have sprawling campuses like this. I can imagine it's much more difficult when you're in a high school or you're in a middle school or an elementary school. You know, you're dealing with one building or
like
maybe a couple
controlled
buildings.
environment.
Yeah,
exactly.
This feels like this could be anywhere, and that's why I'm sure it's very difficult to apprehend this person as well.
Of course, now we have a statement from the governor of Rhode Island, Dan McKee. It says, we are actively monitoring the shooting at Brown University. Our teams are working closely with local law enforcement. Please stay clear of the area and monitor official channels for updates. Praying for our community. Unfortunately, not a lot of information there.